Back with more Buffy. This is episode 1 of season 6. I cannot believe we're on the 6th season. The penultimate season. What the hell? I'm so excited though. I can't wait to see what the season's going to have in store. I have no idea what to expect. Because I know they've moved to do like a different network with this season. So is that going to like change the feel of the show or anything like that? Is it going to be like a season 4 change when it felt quite different, or was it going to be like even more drastic than that? Is it just going to be quite similar? How are they going to kind of carry on from the end of last season? Buffy's dead, which is an issue with a show called Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so I imagine she won't stay dead for long, but who knows, we'll see what happens with that. But that is the thing that I'm most intrigued by as to how they're going to deal with Buffy's death at the end of last season. But I'm just so excited to kick off another season. This is, you know, I can only kick off a new season one more time after this, which is kind of sad. But still, whole new season. Can't wait to see where things are going to go with this. I did have a few people ask about how I was going to react to the opening of this season. Because I know sometimes the first 2 episodes I think are put together as like one long thing. And I did talk about this at the end of my last Angel reaction as well. But I will be doing it like part 1 and part 2 as 2 separate reactions. Just because that way I can show 20 minutes with picture in picture as opposed to just 10 if I reacted to it as like one long movie. So I think that makes more sense, and it just, you know, shows a bit more for all the YouTube lot as well. So yes, season 6, I'm really excited to see how they carry things on from the end of last season, and yeah, what to expect, you know, in terms of like an overarching plot or a big bad or something. I just don't know what season 6 has to offer. I mean, season 5 was sublime. I loved season 5, and hopefully we can carry on the goodness with that. Episode 101, very excited. Season 6, let's go. Oh, Spike the Vampire Slayer. Spike the Vampire Slayer.
The vampire's circling back towards you. It's 6 o'clock. Try to drive him towards the Van Elton crypt.
She's so badass, she doesn't even need to speak.
Big, fast, and dumb.
So is this a flashback? Or is this...
Units are engaged. Xander, on his stuff.
Oh, well they're engaged, so Buffybot then. What the hell has he got on his wrists? Ooh. He's dressed like he should be a Power Ranger, that guy. It's morphing time.
Your pie plate bingo.
Oh.
I was trying to program in some new puns and I kind of ended up with words.
So it is Buffybot.
I think it's funny.
I don't know if I could have someone who looks like my dead friend around all the time.
And I got her if there's enough about you. Oh, who's there?
You know, if you want to be exactly, she'll never be exactly. I know.
The only really real Buffy is really Buffy.
And she's gone.
We want her to be exactly. She'll never be exactly. I know. The only really real Buffy is really Buffy, and she's gone who?
I believe that is a dawn monster. Spotted them yesterday.
Donnie?
She's still stealing shit.
Pancakes could go in bellies.
It's Pancake Day when I'm filming this.
And you found that thing for tonight.
Yeah? Great.
And you're her sweet cookie face.
I go by many names.
We can't take the chance that Mr. Summers might talk to you and know something's wrong.
If he thought the real Buffy was gone, he could take Dawn away.
And
Well, he sucks, so...
You and Willow and Tara.
I'd find that so sad.
So,
To teach your child what school can mean.
Teach your children well. Oh hell.
School is where you learn.
But I won't be comfortable leaving here until I know that absolutely
You're
everything
taking the
is in...
Ramadan effigy?
Where are you going?
Ow! Ow!
Children?
Ow! Okay, when I'm marveling at the immaturity, be scared.
Why is he leaving? Again, we're doing this shit. That's 2 premieres in a row. Cozy doesn't want to stay without Buffy.
I was being patient, but it took too long. I mean, I miss Buffy.
I do. But life shouldn't just stop because she's gone. Happy news in hard times is a good thing.
It is, but if things go as planned, everything can be different.
She responded to Buffybot because the robot is predictable, boring, perfect teacher's pet. That's all schools are, you know. There's
Teacher's pet.
Atmosphere, that mindless. I'm not leaving you to get hurt. Not again.
Oh.
No deal.
He's so sad. Everyone's so sad. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no. So they couldn't, like, they didn't give her like a proper funeral or anything? Or did people just not know that she had one? See, she had like a proper grave and everything.
He drove a really hard bargain, but I finally got him to throw in a limited edition Backstreet Boys lunchbox for us.
Alright.
Talking about raising the dead.
Oh.
It's time we stop talking. Tomorrow night, we're bringing Buffy back.
Ooh.
Who made you the boss of the group?
You did.
I did.
You said Willow should be boss.
Let's vote.
No one else can know. Not Giles, not Spike, not Dom. They might not understand. What if something does go wrong? I'm telling you it won't.
I think Dawn would understand. She tried to bring Joyce back. I suppose she did learn the error
We
of that way.
raised Buffy from the grave.
Surprised Tara was like up for it after the whole Joyce thing.
Hey,
Buffy didn't die a natural death. She was killed by mystical energy. Which means we do have a shot.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm back on board.
But her soul, her essence, that could be somewhere else. She could be trapped in some sort of hell dimension like Angel was. Suffering eternal torment just because she saved us, and I'm not gonna let her. I'm not gonna leave her there.
Oh, fuck. Oh, you're the sweetest.
But my homing device locates you when I'm injured. I'm programmed to go to you.
Same.
Right, I know.
You know I admire your brain almost as much as your washboard abs.
I told you
Well.
to make her stop doing that.
I did. I thought I got all that stuff out of the program.
Oh.
You got her opened up. Fix it.
I wanted that
I
wiped.
have a lot of work here, but I'll see what I can do.
And how come he never looks at me anymore? Even when he's talking to me.
He
He
just
can't.
seems cranky.
Oh. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, it's kind of like how Joyce was. Oh, man. Oh.
I just can't help but wonder if she would have been better off without me. Buffy,
Well, that's not true.
I did my job.
Then why are you still here?
Oh. Is he actually gonna leave?
She's not human.
That's a cool design.
You telling me there's no Slayer in Sunnydale?
Oh, dear.
That's what I'm saying. I know you guys don't usually let vampires join the gang, and I got the whole sunlight issue. But I was thinking, as thanks for the 411, you could let me throw in.
Well. I didn't realise he did a crossover with Sons of Anarchy.
Blessed one, know your calling.
Oh. Bambi?
Forward, blessed one.
That is the purest still of any show ever. Never mind.
Humble gratitude.
Why would you wear white all over when you knew you were going to do that? She killed Bambi, but I still love her.
Hey, you got butterflies, baby? More like bats.
You want to look at the money? I find it always calms me.
What?
I've gone. Not one for long goodbyes. I thought it best to slip out quietly. Left you all, Giles.
No! You get back here right now.
I was trying to avoid a scene, really.
we'd make a scene. We'll be okay. We'll miss you, but we'll be okay.
I'll take really good care of your money.
Just a phone call away. If you need anything.
I need you to stay, bastard.
Willow, I don't know where to start.
Well, maybe you shouldn't.
If they bring Buffy back, he can come back, surely. Not having that. No.
There you go.
I refuse.
We'll call him tomorrow. How about that? See how his flight was? Yeah?
Nothing can go wrong tonight.
Something's gonna go wrong tonight. You crazy kids.
Know our prayer.
Oh shit. Oh!
No! She told me she'd be tested. This is what's supposed to happen. Osiris. Oh God, what is that noise?
Oh, Jesus. Ooh! What the fuck?
It's a test. Put it back. I have to return to Willow.
Oh no. She's gonna lead him straight to him and interrupt the spell. Oh man. Oh shit. Oh. 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 That was badass. Oh god. Hello. Okay, that was a really great premiere episode for the season. Obviously, I'm not going to like fully judge it as a story yet because it's technically like, you know, half of a story, well, half like the opening story anyway. But yeah, really, really great episode. I really liked that one a lot. I like how they kind of did explore the aftermath of Buffy's death. And, you know, some of the pain and anguish. And I think, much like the body, but obviously not to the extent the body kind of explored that, the numbness, I think, of after you lose someone. I think mainly they explored that with Dawn and Spike, I think, above everyone else, because they were more distracted with... well, Giles was distracted with leaving, and everyone else was kind of distracted with the spell they were going to try and do to bring Buffy back. And at first I was kind of thinking, you know, why are they just like fine with doing the spell when they weren't all about that with Joyce? But then obviously they kind of explained, you know, Buffy didn't die naturally, so there could be her soul is somewhere else, or there's still a chance. I really liked that kind of explanation as to why they're all attempting to bring Buffy back now where they didn't with Joyce. I thought that made a lot of sense. And yeah, the fact that Joyce's death was like natural, and that's why they didn't, you know, try the same thing then. It does make a lot of sense. So I liked that kind of explanation for things. I know a lot of people in the comments have like said their own kind of headcanon is that Joyce didn't die naturally. And it was actually a result of the monks putting like the memories of Dawn stuff in her head that like caused the tumour. And I can see that theory. Personally, I prefer to just think of it as natural, because I think that just keeps more in with the theme of the season. I think it's just more interesting, frankly, that sometimes, you know, Buffy just couldn't fight an illness that her mum had and the after effects of that. I find that personally more interesting than the whole monk thing. I just like that it's more natural death, because I think that makes the body and everything a bit more impactful. But that's not taking away anything from that other theory, because I think that does make a lot of sense, and I could see that happening and being the case. But I know Joss Whedon's kind of stated that it's naturally a natural death. That's kind of how I take it. And I think this episode kind of carried on that idea. So I liked the explanation for why they thought they could like revive Buffy with this like weird spell, and it seemed like to be like quite rare ingredients and stuff like that. So I like that it's not just like a simple spell they just found in the spell book and then like boom, we can bring her back. You know, they've clearly been spending a lot of time like gathering all these ingredients up for it, and they haven't told Dawn or Spike or Giles about it, which I think is an interesting thing, and I'm sure it's going to come back and bite them in the ass somehow. Especially because they thought the spell didn't work, but it is now. Buffy's just trapped down there in the coffin. Is she gonna have to like dig herself out? That I can't even imagine that. God, it's starting to really rain, so if you can hear rain in the background, I apologise. It's pouring it down outside. But yeah, that whole explanation for why they chose to bring her back I really enjoyed. And just exploring, you know, the aftermath of losing Buffy. I didn't like it because it's sad, but Giles kind of blaming himself, I guess, for letting her die in the line of duty. And he's gone back to England. That was really sad. I hope he comes back when Buffy comes back. Well, when Buffy is back. I hope when he finds out he'll come back. Because he was kind of toying with the idea of moving to England, even when Buffy, you know, was alive at the start of last season. So I think the fact that having Buffy back would bring a purpose back for him, I guess, as a watcher. Hopefully that will bring him back. But still, that goodbye was like really sad, and I can understand why he may want like time away from like that kind of world. You know, he made a living out of selling like these magical objects and stuff like that. And that's just going to be a constant reminder of the world he's in and the world that Buffy was in. So it makes sense he'd want to get away and get back home to lovely rainy weather like outside right now. Good move, Giles. So yeah, I thought that made a lot of sense, as sad as it was, and that whole goodbye scene with him I thought was really, really touching. And yeah, just the numbness that like Spike and Dawn were feeling when Dawn just kind of laid down next to the Buffybot. That was so sad because she just misses her sister. And I thought it was very interesting as well that Spike wanted any trace of like the Buffybot kind of fancying him or whatever, any of that side to that old relationship. He wanted all that wiped away. I think that's very telling. I don't think, even though he didn't really believe that Buffy could ever feel that way about him, he doesn't want that reminder of what could have been. And I think with Buffy having died, I think he kind of does see the Buffybot that he originally kind of commissioned. I think he sees that as like cheapening his feelings for her. So he wants that kind of gotten rid of. So I really liked how much that affected him, and the fact that he's like looking after Dawn when everyone else is out, and that Willow and Tara are kind of staying with Dawn and looking after her. That's very, very wholesome. So just seeing how everyone's kind of coping, and Xander and Anya are still kind of keeping their engagement a secret. And all of them are just secretly working on this spell to bring her back. I liked everything with that, just exploring how everyone's coping. And Anya's frustration I thought was kind of interesting as well. She just wanted Giles to leave so she can be in charge, because she'd kind of been like dangled in front of her for so long, and while she misses Buffy, life needs to carry on. And I completely get that, and I think that's a very healthy perspective to have. You can miss someone, but you know, life still has to go on, and they'd want you to live your life and not just get lost in your grief, which I feel like Spike's in danger of kind of doing. Giles might have been in danger of that as well if he hadn't gone back to England, so that's actually a quite healthy thing for him to do, I would say, as long as it's not permanent, because I swear to God. And yeah, I think it's from Doctor Who. I think there's a quote, it's like, the day someone dies isn't the worst, it's all the days they stay dead. And I kind of like how they really tackled that in this episode. Because there'd just be like a few moments of silence, or having the Buffybot around I would find so incredibly difficult. Just that constant reminder, this robot that looks like someone you absolutely loved and admired and adored. I'd find that, I don't know how they will have the strength to kind of cope with, you know, living with the Buffybot day by day. But I do like the idea of them like using her to keep the cover up that Buffy's still alive. I do think it's kind of weird that they like commissioned like this proper grave for her, and someone had to make that and everything. and it's just right there, and it's definitely in Sunnydale, that grave, and yet people don't know she's dead. Like, sure, people like stumble across that or whatever, but maybe it's in like this really isolated area, but it looked like to be in like a graveyard of sorts. I don't know. Either way, it's not really a big deal in the grand scheme of things, just people haven't noticed it. Simple. But yeah, I really enjoyed them exploring the aftermath of losing Buffy, but you know, they can still like crack a few jokes and stuff like that. It's still quite a light-hearted episode at times, which I really enjoyed. And just the idea of the Buffybot kind of standing in for her, that provided a lot of humour that I think the episode definitely needed. Otherwise it would have been very sad, mournful tone. And yeah, I just really, really enjoyed that aspect of it a lot. And then trying to like program the Buffybot to like fit in when parent teacher day or something like that that was very cool. That was a funny little sequence. And just these moments of thinking that everyone's coping, but then we get moments of like Spike interacting with the Buffybot and not being able to look at her, and the Buffybot even noticing that. And Giles going back to England, and Willow desperate and fully committed to the spell and whatever it might do to her, just for the chance that her friend can come back, because, you know, her soul might be being tortured somewhere where it's not, it shouldn't be, for eternity, and she can't kind of stand that idea. They love Buffy so much, and I just find that so fucking wholesome. And yeah, I just like seeing them all like go on patrols and stuff, and Willow is in charge of everyone. Yes, I would absolutely vote for Willow to be in charge. She could be in charge of me any fucking day of the week. And yeah, we're seeing a bit more like advancement in her magic, I think. She can kind of psychically talk to people, I guess. I did like that Xander and Andy kind of pointed out that it was quite invasive and like she didn't ask for permission. I like that they kind of address that side of things, because it is very invasive. But yeah, I like seeing Willow take charge, and like, we're doing the spell, we're bringing Buffy back. It's great to see Willow like that leadership role. I think she actually fit it quite naturally. Tara had some really nice moments as well. Pretty badass with like shooting that magic thing to like save Anya from the biker guy. And I really liked her comforting Dawn after they said goodbye to Giles. I thought that was very sweet. And Xander had some really funny lines. I think my favourite line in the episode might have been his line when when Giles and Anya will kind of having a little like spat and a little fight with that object, and he was just talking about the immaturity of that, the fact that he was judging them for being immature. That was very funny. I really liked that line a lot. So yeah, just catching up with these characters again, seeing how they're coping and dealing with the aftermath of losing Buffy and trying to get her back. And yeah, she is back, but still in her coffin and in her grave, so that's not ideal. So I'm looking forward to seeing where they're going to go with that and how we deal with Buffy's return now. Yeah, that should be very, very interesting to see how that all plays out. And then alongside that, we had like the demon biker gang, I guess, which I quite like the idea of, to be fair. I think they kind of commit to the absurdity and the silliness of it, by not giving them too much screen time. I think if they like really tried to make them out that this was like a serious like threat, when it's literally like a demon biker gang, I think it might not have worked as well. But a lot of the focus was on Buffy dying, trying to bring her back, stuff like that. But I do like the idea of them. I thought the designs of them, like the leader guy, I think the design and like makeup and all that is really, really good. They look great, and it does make sense as like a welcome like distraction. And a little plot line and a way for the spell being interrupted, but it still worked anyway, so they didn't really need to do that, I guess. But still, I imagine they're going to be like an ongoing threat for the rest of this like opening story. So I look forward to seeing what they might do with them going forward. And just the idea of them like just discovering that Buffy's kind of been replaced in Sunnydale, so it's like open season there. I thought that was a pretty interesting idea. I can actually see that be like a whole season's worth, really. If all these creatures all over the world find out that Sunnydale's kind of an open season because the Slayer's gone, you know, who would turn up to invade? And that could be like a season-long thing, but I don't think they're going to go for that because Buffy's back. But I did like that idea, and we'll see what happens with those biker gang demons. So yeah, all of that was very, very interesting. And yeah, just a really, really great start to the season. I can't wait to see where things go now that Buffy's back. How's she going to get out of that situation? How's everyone going to deal with her returning? How are Dawn and Spike and Giles going to feel when they find that out? And, you know, realise they've had this spell been done behind their backs. Very interesting with that. And then we have like these biker demons and everything. And yeah, just really nice to catch up these characters and deal with the aftermath of losing Buffy and bringing her back as well. Just that whole scene where she coughed up a snake and she was being cut and everything. Like, oh, she's so strong. I love her. So yeah, really, really great start to the season. Can't wait to see where we're going to go with all of this. And yeah, what direction they're going to take this season. I think it's going to be quite something. So I can't wait to see it all unfold. And yeah, really happy to be kicking off a new season. I know you guys have been very patient. Well, some of you guys have been very patient. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, I think my next reaction is obviously to part 2 of this premiere. So I'm very, very excited for that. And until then, thanks for watching.